Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Deep Rock Galactic. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zerel. Let's get to it. So today we're doing the deep dive, codenamed Clouded Pearl. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. First stage of the deep dive has Exploder Infestation, Dreadnaughts, 2 Dreadnaughts, and 1 black box. Black box will be pulsing with a green aura around it. It makes it a little bit easier to see, especially when it's line of sight. And it'll be a zone control. Exploder Infestation, the modifier means that you're going to see a lot more exploders in the level than you normally would. They will randomly spawn every minute or so. So keep your eyes on the swivel for those little suckers. The black box, once you start it up, it's a zone control. The more people that stay within the bubble, the faster it'll go. And then you just have to keep out the swarms of enemies, not because they'll stop your progress, but because they will stop you from succeeding by taking your life. So make sure you take out the bugs and whatever other enemies show up, and then once you have that complete, then you just have to worry about the 2 Dreadnaughts. Now, while you're going along, make sure that you are grabbing gold and nitro. Gold will get you extra credits at the end of the deep dive, and nitro will get you extra ammo as you're playing along, so you won't run out of grenades and bullets. So the Dreadnaughts are the boss-like creatures of Deep Rock Galactic. They generally have phases where you have to change your strategy a little bit from normal bugs, and each Dreadnought, depending on which one you get, you have to change your strategy a little bit. Like the Arbalest and Lacerator, they have a bond that they can share their health, so if one gets too low, then you have to take out, then you have to damage the other one, otherwise they'll heal. Otherwise, most Dreadnoughts, they have a invulnerability stage, a shielded stage, and then the damage phase where you can put some damage on them. So do as much damage during the damage phase as possible, as quickly as possible, so you can take them out. Now once you have the 2 Dreadnaughts and the black box taken care of, you can go ahead and call in the drop pod and get out. Unlike normal missions, the deep dive has 2 mandatory missions instead of 1 mandatory and 1 optional. Now this is a good time to point out that the deep dive is a raid-like environment where you can play by yourself or with up to 3 other players. So you can play solo with your buddy Bosco to help you out, or you can play with 3 other players or 1 other player, whatever you want to do, either match made or pre-made. It's up to you completely. You can do this solo if you want. It's completely possible to do. If you don't want to do it solo, if you want to play with other people, you can do that too. Just know that when you're playing solo, each level will likely take you longer than if you had other people playing with you. It's just an extra pair of eyes and extra guns, etc. So get on the drop pod as soon as you can and move on to the next stage. And that's it for stage 1 of the deep dive. Moving on to stage 2. Now one of the reasons to do the deep dive is for the matrix cores, which will give you cosmetics or overclocks, which everyone wants. Alright, so on to stage 2 of the deep dive. We have a full salvage mission plus 1 Dreadnought. So again, you have to deal with a Dreadnought, but not 2 Dreadnoughts, just 1 this time. And 3 mules, which is a full salvage mission. So the mules, you'll have to look for the legs. You can scan the mini mule, and that will let you know where they're at. You can check them on the terrain scanner. Now the mini mules will ping, so you can hear the mini mules when they're close by, and they have an aura around them, like a pulsing green aura, so you can see them and hear them when you get close enough. So depending on whether you have good line of sight or not, will give you an idea of where they're at. Once you have the legs attached, then all you have to do is repair them. Now you have to do that for each mini mule, and there are 3 mini mules on this level. And even when, like a normal salvage mission, once you get the mini mules repaired, then you can send them on to the drop pod, the derelict drop pod, and then move on. Not the case in Deep Dive. In the Deep Dive, you will have to finish both of the objectives before you can send them to the drop pod. In this case, this is the Dreadnaughts. Now, once again, the Dreadnaughts are the boss-like creatures, and this was a pretty intense fight. I'll let you go ahead and check that out, and we will pick it up after.
Getting supplies! One platform, ready to use. You eyeballing me? Ha 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 ha! Getting more ammo. The lacerator is dead. It was just a Nehru. Shield boosting on.
That was one intense fight, let me tell you.
Dreadnaught threat eliminated.
There were a couple times when I thought we were going to fail, where we both went down. So once you get the mules sent back to the drop pod, then you'll have to repair the uplink, which is a zone control just like the black box.
Stand by.
And then once that happens,
For the drop pod.
then you'll have to refuel the drop pod. Again, it's another zone control. More people that are in the bubble, the faster it'll go. So if everyone's in the bubble, it's going to go at the maximum rate. No one's in the bubble, you're going to erase it. If it goes all the way down to 0%, then you'll fail.
Ready to pull you and the goods out.
Alright, but even after you're done, you still have to wait a minute and a half before the drop pod can power up and go. So you will have to defend the area or, run around, whatever you want to do. But then once the drop pod's open, go ahead and make your way on and get out.
It's time to bring it all home.
You'll have exactly 1 minute from the time that it opens to the time it leaves.
Nicely done.
So get on that drop pod and get out.
Heading out.
Alright, here we go. 2 stages down, 1 stage left to go. And the last stage of the deep dive has you collecting eggs. So this time you're collecting eggs and repairing mini mules. So unlike the full salvage mission which we had before, we only have to do the mini mules this time. And shield disruption, which means you only have your health to keep you alive. You don't have a regenerating shield. So do be careful. Try to keep the bugs at arm's length to preserve as much health as you possibly can. Make sure that you're getting gold and nitra as you're going along. The alien eggs you'll see as the organic material on the sides of the wall. Pick those up after you dig in to get them. The mini mules, same as before, you can scan them, get them together, repair them, put them back together, and then once you have all the alien eggs and the mini mules done, then you can call the drop pod and get out. Unfortunately, there were some network issues, so you don't see as much of stage 3 as the... But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
1 sentry gun ready to be built.
Objective completed. The egg quota has been met, and management will be pleased. Well done. All objectives completed. Hit the button on the mule when you're ready, and we'll pick you up. Smooth as always, team. Drop pod is on the way. Nitra's been withdrawn, and supply pod is inbound. Drop pod has arrived. Retrieving the mule.
Explosive!
Drop pod departing in T-minus 5 minutes.
Ammo
Ready to
taken.
kill some more crates.
I'm taking some of the ammo.
Getting supplies.
You're a good bug, Steve. Take it out! Don't shoot it, you pointy ear-leak sucker.
Covering fire. Oh yeah.
Hurry up! Drop pod is
The mule has docked, initiating launch sequence.
Ready to use.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4 minutes. Retrieving escape pod.